Yo, what's going on, gamers? Today we're going to be doing a tier list because we haven't done one in a hot minute, and we got a lot of new mons, so let's talk about them. First off, Hooper, God tier mon, S tier, probably always going to be an S tier. His versatility is just insane. The map coverage is insane. And Blissey, next off, we're going to do this one quick, not fast tier list. Blissey, a great mon to support one guy with a soft burl safeguard. I mean, Egg Bomb's still great. So any combination of those two moves. And her ultimate's just also great. Great mon to pocket your jungler, and you can win the game off the jungler being pocketed. Eldegoss. Ooh, probably. See, I'm biased to Eldegoss. And I don't want that bias to change anything, but I think Blissey's probably going to be the next best support behind, or Eldegoss probably going to be the next best support behind Blissey, because Blissey does what Eldegoss does, but better in every single way. So sucks for you, Eldegoss. Next off, Wigglytuff, very situational, rollout super situational. That can't get value. Sometimes it gets insane value. Sleep is probably the most useful build you can run on this mon. But even then, there's Safeguard Blissey, and a lot of mons are on full heal to make your moves useless. Ultimate's pretty good, very good, but it's just lacking in everything else but the Unite. That's why he's in B. And last but not least is Mime. Probably the least helpful support. Oof. In support categories, they're definitely the worst, but is he D tier worthy? I think he might be. I don't really want to see him on my team. He got buffed recently, but not recently, but he got buffed a while ago, and it didn't really do anything to help him. So, sucks for you, Mime. See you in D tier. Next off, Absol was garbage to top tier, and now back to garbage. Nah, he's an alright mon. He can steamroll a team very easily if he gets juiced up, which if he's in jungle, he's going to get juiced up. So it's very hard to stop that early steamroll, especially if he gets a few kills in lane. But if you can prevent that, he's a little easier to manage. And a guy even easier to manage, Gengar. Kind of does what Absol does, but a little bit worse, because Absol got the 11 buff, and Gengar has not yet. So he's going to be in C tier. Next off, Talonflame. One of the lowest win rates, apparently, that I've seen. Also gonna put him in niche. He just gets outpaced by other junglers and other mons in jungle, other speedsters. Like, he's cool and all. His ult is kind of niche. Everyone just pops it to escape. A lot of scoring with this guy, but after jungler got used for other mons besides speedsters, he got swept under the rug. Next off, Zero-Ora. Been seeing a lot of people play this mon, but I don't think he's the best speedster. I think that has to go to Absol. Just from that burst damage can steamroll. But he's a close second. His wild charge is very powerful. He's got a lot of escape tools to leave. And the ultimate's pretty good too. You can just chunk down one mon, force him out of the team fight. Very useful. Next off, I think we'll do tanks. We'll start off with the best one. Probably, is he an S tier or an A tier? Or is he in D tier? Now this is the S tier mon, I think. I mean, Scald has usurped Surf, but Surf is still very powerful. That triple stun at level 13. Just Scald is easier to get and easier to use. And just Amnesia Potion, bulky as hell. And his ultimate's great. Just capture mon, team, dives them, mon's dead. Very good mon. Next off, Crustle. Gotta be a niche mon. He can carry game through scoring points, but if people are watching the goals, he's not gonna do too much. You can also run a crit build with his X-Scissor, which is very annoying, but pretty niche tier mon. He's like Greedent, but a little worse. We're gonna see a lot of that in this tier list. Greedent, I would say, I'm gonna put him on top of B. He's a great mon for distracting. He can stay alive forever and run away, never gets caught. But in team fights, it can be a little harder to use if you're not running Belch, which is a wide burst. We've seen a lot of Bullet Seed covet because it has surpassed Belch. But in a team fight, it's not the best. His ultimate is like a little burst, which is alright, but still, gonna put him in B tier. Next off, we'll do Snorlax. Gonna also put him in C tier. He's pretty niche. His block is amazing, but you have to have a team coordinated enough to use it. And a lot of people can eject or full heal, but you can still get someone stuck on a wall if you're full healed. And if you're running E speed or X speed on them, and they're trying to score a goal, you just block X speed and just pull them into your second tier goal, and they ain't leaving. They're dead. Also, very powerful Unite, but solo queue, this one is not great to play because teams are not that coordinated to use block efficiently. Tree. Probably, I'm gonna put him in A tier. Just his survivability, that course Horn Leech, very good. For healings, ultimates also very useful. Gives your team, I believe, an attack boost or something to do with attack speed or something. But it's very handy. It also does a decent chunk of damage. Very survivable mon, but can be bullied a little bit in lane. Right. And Mamo. I also gonna put him in B. Don't want to see him too much unless you're running a freezer lane with Ninetales. But he's still a very good mon. Very tanky. His ultimate's pretty booty though. But he's able to freeze through Biscuit Attack and his moves freezing too. Very powerful. Blastoise. I'm gonna put him in A. No? B? No, I'm gonna put him in A. Rapid Spin, even though it's not immune to hindrances, it's resisted, which is almost the same thing. Rapid Spin, Water Spout, very good. Surf, very annoying for pushing away from goals. But Rapid Spin you're probably gonna see the most of because just that speed and that damage is unbeatable with the Surf. Or compared to Surf. And his ultimates, one of the best in the games. The Jake button, this guy is very powerful. You just get that little bit of distance to ult. Very good mon. That covers off the defenders. Next, we're gonna pop off the... Let's get the attackers first. Pikachu. Also an A-tier mon. Great for stunning. Great Unite. No, it's a single target, but he's very squishy. So you gotta watch out for that. Ninetales. Let's put you... I'm gonna put you in B tier. Let's put him like that. Put you in B tier because without a Mamo. Also kind of a little harder to use without that double freezer, but it's still a viable mod. Don't get me wrong. It's a Roar Veil to boost that attack speed with some red emblems. Very powerful. He's like a poet. A little bit like Crayon, but not as, you know, more freezy. The ultimate's pretty light too, a nice area effect of damage. But double freezer lane, very hard to deal with. Right, next in Hall Tackle, let's get everyone's favorite jungler. We'll put him way up there. Cinderace is a classic jungler, great mon. Hard to pull off in lane, but no one touches him lane, let's be honest. He's a jungler mon. Probably the best, one of the best junglers. He always gets contested by Greninja, but always good solid pick. Alt's good. He's got very good attack speed and crits. Speaking of Greninja, gonna be right behind Cinder. He's like a more up-close Cinder with that Surf assassin-based build everyone's running. His ult also very useful. They're pretty similar, but I think he's a little worse than Cinderace. Alright. Next off, attack of Venusaur. One of my favorite mons. Don't play him too much now because support main and tank, but I think he's up there. Petal Dance at level 13 is almost unkillable. He is a god. Ultimate's also pretty good. You can also run Solo Beam. Just getting this one to 13 is game over. You do not want an enemy having level 13 Venusaur. Very hard to deal with. You will probably lose. Next off, let's get the Eevee trio done with. Glaceon. I think he's an A-tier mon. that icicle crash thing that he does, where he just shoots a million bolts at you. Very annoying. You can get it all pretty fast too, but other than that, he's a little squishy. Espeon, probably same too. He's got the same big burst damage amount, just in a different way. It's more all at once instead of being turreted down. Sylveon, also maybe the worst one, but he's still very useful. I'm gonna put him in B tier. But like S to A, I'm fine seeing any of these mons. C, I'm a little worried unless you're a main, and D, I never want. So anyone in A to S to B, you'll definitely be fine with. But probably the least useful Sylveon, or least useful Eevee, because Sylveon just, yeah, that Calm Mind with the Psyshock. Oh, sorry, it's not Psyshock, but you got that big area effect. It's a little hard to use, a little hard to manage. Ultimate's probably the least helpful also. Espeons can pull you and stun you. Sylveon's a nice push forward. Espeons just kind of fly in the air and land down softly and delicately. Kind of doing nothing. Alright. Let's get you out of here. I'm gonna put you in A tier, right around here. There's not too much of an order. It's gonna be a very meticulous order, but as long as it's in this section, it's fine. Owl, pretty good. You got shot to 2 arrows, which doesn't really matter too much, because I was still doing a lot of damage. It's like Solar Beam, but a little better until you hit 13. He's also very easy to dive, but other than that, he's a great mon. He's a good guy to put in jungle. A little bullet in lane, but you should manage. Alright, next off is Cram. What do you want, Cram? Let's put Cramorant in. I'm gonna put him in the bottom of A tier. His dive build is very good. His ultimate is also very good. It was nerfed, but he still does pretty alright. It's easy to get out of his ult, which is a problem. But if you can set it in the right position, you are golden. Alright, next off is... Ooh, you're not an attacker. Any attackers left to go in here? Oh, I don't know. I think this is all... I'm pretty sure you're not an Orlando. Are you? I don't remember. But Didon, I'm probably gonna put on top of B. I'm gonna maybe swap these guys down a little bit. That. Didon is also pretty good. Nah, boom. Didon is also pretty good. You see both of his builds being used. The Dragon Pulse a little higher up, because that secure is just very good. But it's not the best secure. His ultimate's pretty alright. Easiest to counter though. Very easy to stun it out. I think that's all the attackers. Buzzwell's a all-rounder. You gotta be. But speaking of Buzzwell, I think he is also a B tier mon. Very, very, very short range. If you can get people in your range, they are dead with that superpower, that submission. Not a lot of people running the healing builds because it just doesn't do enough in team fights. But being able to grab someone and throw them around is very handy. His ultimate's pretty alright, doesn't do a whole lot of damage, goes to a single target. The problem is he's super short range and excels in 1v1 fights, but does not do well in team fights. He will get destroyed before he can even connect with somebody. Someone who does well in team fights is Serena. Oh, am I gonna put him in S tier though? I'll be bold and put Serena in S tier. No. No, I don't think I will. I'll put him on top of A. I don't think I'm that bold. What am I? No. Serena is super, super useful. That Stomp Grassy Glide build. Just stomp on me, Queen. Slay. But she destroys. Her Unite's also very good. Taking a target out of the fight, slamming him back down. Very handy. Very good team fight also. Stomp can just hit anyone. Just jump in the team, stomp him down. Jump out if you have to, or just keep stomping. Very good mon. Azumarill, probably gonna put in C tier above Snorlax, but it excels in single-hand combat, which, well, this game has a lot of team fighting. Because you don't have any crits if you're not hitting one guy. If you're hitting multiple people, you don't crit, which is a downside. Her ultimate's pretty alright. Do a little bit of damage to yourself to have more attack. But you just need to be better on team fights, my boy. Right, and Garchomp. I just hate mime, I guess. I'm gonna put Garchomp in C. I'm gonna put him in D. He's very hard. You need to be super close range. A lot of range attackers can stun. So it's very hard for this guy to get in range and get his attacks off. But if he does, he can steamroll a team. It's very hard to do so. His ultimate's pretty good. It just makes him attack more, do more damage. But he's still in the D tier. Don't want to see him. Lucario. How are you going to put him in A tier? A good Lucario player will destroy you early game. He falls off more and more as the game goes on. But there's almost no one better than him in top lane. But someone who is better, Machamp. Might put him in S tier, because this guy destroys team fights with that ultimate. After this fight, you gotta be very scared of this guy. Because he can just one powerful Unite and your team's gone. You lose the game. It'll be like 3 dead. Alright. Another lose condition is Dragonite. With his Hyper Beam. Very insane objective securing mon. His ultimate's pretty good for making distance or just a quick slam down. The farther his Unite is, the longer the cooldown is. If you do it point blank, you get it back pretty quickly. If you want to just do a quick slam down on a guy, get some armor back, or run from the fight for a second or two. Pretty good. But his main use is that kill stealing potential with Hyper Beam. Alright, next, let's put in Gardevoir. Kinda haven't seen Gardevoir in a long minute. But Gardevoir is very, very good if you have a team that will play with the Gardevoir. Another late evolution, but it got buffed to 9, or evolving at 8 and getting United at 9, which is very, very good. They also got that buff too, getting ult at 9, which did help them, but not enough. But back to Gardevoir. Gardevoir just is a very good mage attacker, but if you're getting close, she is dead. One of the best ults in the game, if you can land it, it's a big grab that pulls everyone into the center. Big black hole, very good. Charizard, a buddy old boy or pal. I'm gonna put him in B tier. He's alright. His main power is that, like, that fire damage that speeds him forward. He's very fast. His ultimate is also very, very strong. That keeps him above summons, but it burns through some shields. And after Buddy Bear got nerfed, some people just aren't running Buddy Barrier with those shields. So he got a little hit with a shadow nerf, but he's still a good mod to run. But you might need to run him in jungle because he can get bullied in lane. Aegislash, another mainly jungler. Very good for bullying, but if he doesn't connect or you don't run into a shield, he's not going to get that boosted attacks and won't destroy you. His ult also very good for kill stealing. It's a good assassin based move. If you pop it too early, it'll do like no damage. And last but not least, and the fastest tier ever, is Delphox. You'll love to see a Delphox. He's up there. You'll love to see a Delphox. I'm gonna put you in alright. I don't love to see you. But Delphox came out very strong. Unite is alright. Big area effect that slows enemies and does a little bit of damage. Fire Spin is this character's main ability. That's destruction. It follows someone, which did get nerfed a little bit. It follows someone and spins them around like a fucking toy. Very powerful mon. That's about it. Let me know if you guys think this tier list is bogus and I'm dumb. If not, hope you leave a like and enjoy the fastest tier list I've done. See ya, boys.
His name is Court. He goes by Mort. And he lives down by the port. He likes to build forts. He is a little bit short. And I'm going to take his ass to court.